Hey, Jermaine Griggs here, and welcome to the Pattern Paradise. In this particular DVD, we're going to take you step by step through the world of patterns. Like I always say in music, the notes create the scales create the chords, and you've learned all of this so far. The chords create the patterns or the progressions, and it's the progressions that you hear in songs. So if you can master the progressions, if you can master the patterns, then you can ultimately play all the songs out there. See, because when I'm listening to a song in the car or on the radio, I'm hearing patterns. I'm not necessarily hearing C going to E or E going to A or A going to D. I mean, people that have perfect pitch, they can hear the actual tones, the absolute tones. But I'm not talking about that. I think that's a misconception. What you ought to be able to do, and what we're going to learn in this DVD, is how to hear patterns. In other words, you're hearing certain movement in your head. You might not know that it's C to F, for example, but you'll know that that's moving in a fourth. And so when you get to your piano, then you can solidify what was really going on, but you'll know that it was some kind of fourth going on in that pattern, or a fifth, or a third, or the one chord going to the four chord. All of this language, if it sounds foreign to you right now, it will not sound foreign by the end of this DVD, because step by step, I'm going to take you through a plethora of patterns. We're going to study this thing and not only just give you the patterns, that's the what, but I'm going to teach you the how. And me along with my co-instructor, Jonathan Powell, we're going to teach you how to form the patterns, where the patterns come from, how to make your own patterns, and most importantly, how to hear the patterns. I know we have our Ear Elevator DVD, but we even get into some of the nuances, the differences between the current patterns and building blocks, how one pattern builds the bigger patterns, and how this pattern here leads to another pattern. You'll learn all of that. So far, if you're at this DVD, you should have mastered the fundamentals factory. You should know your notes. You should know the white notes versus the black notes. You should know whole steps and half steps. You should understand distances. You should understand major scales, minor scales, relative major, relative minor, playing in all 12 keys, or at least the understanding that music goes in 12s. So you have 12 different keys, therefore 12 different major scales, 12 different chords, major chords, minor chords, dominant chords, diminished, and on up the line. All of them have 12 apiece. That was what you've learned so far. You've learned how to form the different chords. You've learned about inversions, not only just the basic chords, but we've taken you into the worlds of sevenths and ninths and 11ths and 13ths and altered chords and nice voicings. You've learned a lot so far. Now we're going to take you from where those DVDs left off. We're going to take you a little bit higher by understanding and delving into the world of patterns. So are you ready to come with me? Put your seatbelt on.